Welcome back to Let's Talk Poverty Solutions, where we talk about real working solutions to poverty happening right now, somewhere in the United States. I'm Sean Spence, and today I want to talk to you about something uncomfortable. What if the thing keeping someone in poverty is not a bad decision they made, but a bad day that happened to them 10 years ago? A car accident, a diagnosis, a surgery they did not choose and could not afford. And now, a decade later, that one terrible week has followed them everywhere. It is on their credit report. It is the reason their apartment application got denied. It is the reason they did not get called back for the job. It is the reason they cannot get the car loan that would let them take the better paying job across town. The debt is not just a number, it is a door that never opens. Here's what the research shows. 20 million Americans carry medical debt right now, not student loans, not credit cards, medical debt for care they needed, not things they wanted. And a recent study published in JAMA Network Open found that adults with medical debt were nearly 4 times more likely to experience housing instability in the following year. Nearly 1 in 4 of them faced eviction or foreclosure. Nearly a third of people experiencing homelessness say medical debt played a role in how they got there. A bad day becomes a bad year, becomes a bad decade. That is how poverty works. So here's the question somebody decided to actually answer. What if you could just buy the debt and then forgive it? Turns out you can, and somebody did. Rolling Jubilee, which grew out of the Occupy Wall Street movement, figured out the debt gets bought and sold on secondary markets for pennies on the dollar. Investors purchase portfolios of delinquent accounts for a fraction of their face value, then hire collectors to chase people for the full amount. Rolling Jubilee flipped that model entirely. They raised money, bought the debt, and instead of collecting, they sent people a letter saying, "This is gone. You do not owe this anymore." With just over $700,000 in donations, they canceled nearly $32 million in debt for 16,000 people. Medical bills, student loans from predatory for-profit colleges, payday loans, gone. That is a return of roughly 46 to 1, $46 of relief for every dollar donated. Now, I want to be honest with you because this program is always honest. Rolling Jubilee and the Debt Collective are the first to say this is not a permanent fix. It does not change why medical bills are unaffordable in the first place. It does not redesign the system. What it does is remove an anchor from someone who is actively drowning so they can get to shore and start swimming again. And that matters more than critics give it credit for. Research has documented that medical debt drives a downward spiral of poor health and financial instability. People skip follow-up care because they already owe money from the last time they needed care. The debt is not just a financial problem, it's a health problem. It's a housing problem. It's an employment problem. Credit scores shaped by medical debt can block someone from renting an apartment, getting a car loan, or even passing a background check for a job in states where employers are still allowed to check credit. Forgiving the debt does not just clear a ledger, it clears a path. There's something worth sitting with here, though. The secondary debt market, the system that makes rolling Jubilee possible, only exists because we have built an economy where people's worst moments become commodities. Someone's cancer diagnosis becomes an asset class. Their bankruptcy becomes somebody else's investment opportunity. Rolling Jubilee is not a critique of any particular policy. It is a mirror held up to how we have decided to organize things. If you want to support this work or explore it further, the Debt Collective is at debtcollective.org. They buy debt, they cancel it, and they organize debtors to fight for structural change at the same time. The solution today is not complicated. It is someone deciding that a stranger's worst day should not become their permanent address. That is a poverty solution that is working, and it can work where you live. Until next time, this is Sean Spence reminding you that poverty is not a character flaw, it's a lack of resources, a lack of opportunity, and far too often, a debt that was never really yours to carry. Learn more at povertyactivist.com.